Alright, so before I go begin my day, and yes, it's Monday and it's 12, and the reason I'm starting so late is because I had the beginnings of a fever yesterday and then stayed up late but slept for a long time, and now I feel good, alhamdulillah. But I wanted to tell you guys something a little bit about reinforcement and motivation, because it's something that, like, as a pre-med student, like on the MCAT, whatever, when you're learning psych stuff, you study it, right? And you feel like, okay, yeah, that's something I can learn, whatever. But for some reason, we kind of justify the people in our lives who tend to tell us that we're not good enough for something, or that don't really necessarily outright support our dreams and aspirations. And I've always kind of given those people a free pass because they're some of my best friends. However, I want to say, and this is in no way or shape or form, something that's dissing the friends that I have or anything. I love you all to death. You know who you are. But I do want to say that sometimes we don't realize how much we are lacking in positive reinforcement. For example, this book that I'm writing, yesterday at a davat, my friend wanted me to read one of her essays, and so I asked her if she wanted to read the beginning of my manuscript. So her paper was only 2 pages long, and I figured she would just, kind of read the beginnings. The first chapter is like 10 pages single-spaced on like a Google Doc. But like I was sitting there and I was kind of like editing a couple things and like reading it, and I finished, told her it was a great job, and then she was like, I don't want to stop reading. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine, because like the only work I had to do was to continue working on my book. And she continued reading. She was asking questions. She was like enthralled by it. She was asking like this other girl to like stay quiet so she could focus, because she wanted to be entranced in the world, and she's someone who hasn't had time to be super into reading lately. And I was honestly shocked. I was watching this girl read my book and like ask me questions, and I realized that there is someone out there who cares about characters that I created, about a world that I made up. Like, she wants answers that only I know. And that was so powerful to me, because I think I've been lacking that self-confidence. No, it's not confidence, because I am confident that I'm a good writer, and that if I put my mind to something, I can accomplish what I've set out. But okay, my hair is really getting to become a disaster. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know if this is better, but whatever. So I guess I didn't know that I really needed to know that there was somebody out there that cared about my characters and my world and what I've created as a fantasy, science fiction, dystopia novel writer, inshallah. It's something that, with the friends that I have trusted with some of the information about my book, they've always been very robotic and like, yeah, okay, like whatever, matter of fact, I guess. And while that's good on the end, that like it gets me to be like, okay, well, yeah, let me fix this, I need to like sit down, I need to get it done, I need to prioritize it. I hadn't had that like feeling that people really cared about what I was doing. And that's something that you really need, honestly. Having that negative reinforcement of, oh, you got to prove everybody wrong, yes, that works to an extent, and I like to use negative energy to fuel my fire and work harder, but you also really need that positive reinforcement. You need the people in your life who are gonna, for lack of a better word, gas you up. You need people in your life who are going to tell you that you are the one who can achieve what you set out to achieve. And so regardless of how insignificant it might have been to my friend, and I'm not going to name names, but it was such a breath of fresh air, and honestly no short of life-changing moment for me, because I've been suffering from writer's block. I've been feeling like demotivated. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. It's my gap year. I'm confused like a lot of people are, and I have a lot of interests. I try a lot of things, but this book is something I started with my first book 4 years ago, and this book is something that I have been working on now for about 6 months, and until yesterday I had really been my only fan. I was the only person telling myself that like I have to believe in myself. My parents, when I tell them that I'm going to go to the library to work on my book, they're like, well, that's not real work. Why don't you clean the house? Why don't you do this? Like, nobody believed that this is real. And if I don't believe that this is real, this is gonna be something that I am going to, find a literary agent, find people that want to read what I've written, then I'm never gonna accomplish what I've set out to. And I know that that would be a waste, because I know I have the potential to create something fantastic. So I just wanted this to be something for all of you out there, for the people who are creatives or people who are trying to accomplish something and you feel like you're stuck. Surround yourself with people who are going to motivate you to be your best self and encourage you to continue. Like, you need someone to tell you that the work that you're putting in is not wasted and that you are going to accomplish something fantastic. And on the other end, if you are the friend that tends to roast more than gas up, or you're someone who just thinks that words of encouragement are understood, maybe take a second and be like, you don't know how much a few words can mean to somebody. I'm telling you that just the fact that she sat there and said, I want to keep reading, and then she was like, oh my God, please, I really want to know, don't tell me, don't spoil things. It honestly has made me feel like there is at least one person out there in the world, regardless of whoever else ever ends up reading my work, there is somebody out there who's depending on me to finish the story so that she can get the answers that she needs about Dario and the rest of my world and everything I've done. So with that, I am just going to be done with my lecture on positive reinforcement. Negative reinforcement works too, but if you all study for the MCAT, took psych, you know that positive reinforcement works a lot more efficiently and effectively than negative reinforcement, because after a while negative reinforcement starts to shatter someone's self-esteem, and it just kind of chips away at it like one peck at a time. So from an aspiring creative to all of you, if you have those dreams, find those people and just keep working at it. I'm heading to the library to hopefully crank out some more chapters, get some more of my outline done, and let's hope that I can get this done.